How do you find the constant of proportionality? This has been coming up a lot. So we're going to go ahead and start off by just making up a problem. Say that Tom, get my pencil. Say that Tom drives 3 miles in 2 minutes. So the first thing that makes this really, really easy to find it is you set up a table. That's always the first step. We'll set up a table. So we're going to go ahead and make this X and make that Y. Now, it's not just enough to make it X and Y. We want to actually talk about what X and Y are going to be. So usually X is time. So we're going to go ahead and put minutes above X. So this is minutes. And then we're going to put miles above Y. Y is like anything else. Usually X is going to be your time. All right, and if it's something else, you can just put, if you're not sure for 7th grade, you can kind of just put either one, either way, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go ahead and start filling in our table. So I know that Tom drives 3 miles. So I put the miles over there. Make this a little darker. And then 2 minutes. Well, how do I fill in the rest of the table, you're wondering? So constant of proportionality is equal to the Y value divided by X. So it's going to be Y divided by X. That's what it equals. And I'll actually put it up here. That equals Y divided by X. And another name for it is K. So if we have Y divided by X, we're going to take and divide our numbers that we have in our table. 3 divided by 2. That gives me 1.5. So that's going to equal our K that we talked about up there, right? So Y divided by X equals K, and that's our number for the constant of proportionality. So our constant of proportionality is 1.5. Well, why do we care and how do we use it? Well, let's go ahead and put in the table the next number. Let's put in 4. Let's double it. Well, 4, this is going to double to 6 because this is proportional. Okay, so that's easy. Then why do we even need this number? Well, what if we had a weird number? What if it wasn't so easy like 2, 4, right? Like, for example, if I do 6, I know each time over here I'm adding 3 and I get 9, right? So each time, because this is proportional, this has a constant change and this has a constant change. But what if I get something totally weird? What if I get a number like, oops, it's not putting, okay. What if I have a number like, let's pick, or I have a big number or a weird number. So let's pick a weird number like 7.27. How do I find Y now? I can't just add 3 because I'm not adding 2 on this side. So it didn't add 2, so it's not nice and even. So now I'm confused, right? Well, I can use the constant of proportionality. There's an equation that says that Y equals K times X. And in the same way, that's where you get Y divided by K, X equals K. That's where you get this. So I'm going to plug in, do I know Y? No, I don't know Y, so I'm going to leave it as Y. But I do know K, the constant of proportionality. What was it? 1.5. And I also know X. Now, when we get higher up, we don't use times to multiply. We use parentheses because then it gets super confusing. So then I have 1.5 times 7.27. That's going to give me my Y. Now you're like, oh, I don't know, I got to write it on paper. No, you don't. You just go ahead, especially during distance learning, we're just going to go ahead to our calculator. So you Google calculator, and this pops up. It's very nice. So I'm going to go back and get my numbers again. It was 1.5 1.5 times 7.27. 7.27. 10.905. So that's what goes on this side. 10.905. And that's your answer. So what are we finding? We found out that if Tom is driving for 7.27 minutes, he drives 10.905 miles. And let me write over here our number 2. It was 10.905.